this series. The teaching of this series is scheduled for 1.5 hours, including Q&A. Today is part 4. Before teaching starts, we have a few housekeeping reminders. We are using simultaneous interpretations Zoom functionality for today's teaching. First, let's briefly go over the channel selection and take a minute to select your preferred language channel. If you see a globe icon on your Zoom screen on the bottom, that is the interpretation icon. Please go there to choose among English, Chinese, Indonesian, or Vietnamese according to your language preference. If you like to listen to English, we suggest you still go to the select the English channel rather than staying at Offer Regional Sound channel. If you select the English channel, you will be able to hear the English interpretation from Chinese, Indonesian, and Vietnamese during the Q&A section. If you use a cell phone or mobile device, after you select the channel, make sure to click Done to complete the selection. Please go ahead now to select your preferred language channel. If you have any questions, please send it to Zoom's chat room. Also, for a quick reminder about the proper Dharma learning etiquette, even though this is a virtual Zoom session, please dress appropriately, sit upright, and pay full attention during the teaching to show respect to the teacher and to the Dharma. Thank you for your cooperation. Now we're ready. May we invite Sayadaw to start the teaching and the interpreter Bande and interpreter Dharma friends to start the interpretation, please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Thank you very much. So let's start our today's profound Nikaya study, reciting the Modasa 3 times together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yeah.
Hello, Sadhu. Are you in English channel?
Okay, now I change to English channel. Thank you for your reminder.
Thank you.
Okay, so today we are going to study the second sutta of Nikaya. So the first sutta of Nikaya, Brahmajala Sutta, we already finished, and still you may have some question about that regarding the context or regarding the usage, and you still can send to the to me by email or to organizers by chat. Then we were trying to cooperate with these questions. Then today we will continue second sutta of Nikaya, which is called the Samanyaphala Sutta. So this is very interesting. So it is translated as the fruits of the ascetic life. But actually, this Samanyaphala Sutta, the word Samanya is a combination of the Samana Bhava. So here, Samana Bhava and Pala. So this is the combination of the Pali word So how it becomes as the single usage. So in the translation book, it is translated as the homeless life. But I prefer to use any of these words, the ascetic or recluse. Then samana refers to the certain types of practitioner. Those renounce from the whole home, let's say the household life actually. So renounce from household life, enter to any group of practitioner, especially reference to the religious practitioner. And these are called the samana. So in this sutta, it is named as the samanya pala. So pala is fruit or benefit. So in combination of these words together, samanya pala refers to the fruits or benefit of being samana, not just renounce from the household life. You need to enter to any kinds of community or group to practice. And this is called samana. So in this sutta, we will see what are the fruits of being samana or in the samana life. So according to the text, the king Ajatasattu of Magadha, he was the person asking about the fruits of the homeless or the ascetic life. Then let me talk about the King Ajatasattu a little. He was a king of Magadha, the southern region in India at that time. Then he gained the throne of the kingship, so become a king after making the parricide action. So he killed his father, called Bimbisara. His father was disciple of the Buddha. Then the king Ajatasattu, he killed and he became a king. Then in this sutta, he came to the Buddha and questioned on the fruit of ascetic life. What are the fruits of being ascetic or being the practitioner of a certain religious group, religious way? And then before he came to the Buddha, he was searching about this meaning, the fruit of the ascetic life, asking to 6 rival philosophers. So rival the different view, holding the different views. We will see who are they later. And he already asked them, but he did not satisfy with their answer. Then finally, he came to the Buddha and asked this question: what are the fruits visible here and now? So he's not really happy to accept just referring to after death. The next life you will get this or that benefits. But he preferred to see the fruits visible here and now in this life of the life of renunciation. So anyone who renounce and practice in that certain community, and what are the benefits they gain through their practice. Then the Buddha answered him, and Buddha's answer becomes the explanation about the fruits of being a samana. Then talking about the higher benefits. So from the lowest benefits to the higher benefits. Then it reached to the various meditative attainments. Then finally, it reached to the liberation, the final liberation from all kinds of suffering. So this is the short explanation about the Samanyaphala Sutta. Then King Ajatasattu accepted the Buddha's answer. So unlike the other 6 philosophers' answer, he really satisfied with the Buddha's answer. And then he declared himself as a lay follower of the Buddha. But at the end of the sutta, so it is said the Buddha claimed his loss, the king Ajatasattu is lost because of his wrong action. He did the patricide. So he killed his father. That became the hindrance to attain his enlightenment. So if he didn't commit this serious action, he will attain the first stage of stream winner, which is called Sotapanna level, opening of the Dhamma eye. So he could see the true nature at the end of this sutta. So by this conclusion or the remark of the Buddha, we can see if you can really understand and this sutta, and you can find out what are the benefits of the samana practice. So the ascetic practice or the bhikkhu practice, then even you can attain the stage of stream winner if you have the supportive condition to attain it. And so the teaching is enough, complete enough to give or to reveal the true nature. The only thing you need is you just need to try to understand and try to follow and practice until you attain the achievement. Okay, so let's see. From the sutta beginning, the king Ajatasattu, he was king of the Magadha, and he killed the noble disciple of the Buddha, Bimbisara, his father, and become a king. So another character is Jivaka, Komarapacha. So Jivaka, to identify, this one is Komarapacha, and his name is Jivaka. So he was a royal physician under the Bimbisara, so the former king. Then in certain night, the king Ajatasattu sitting with his ministers, then he gave the solemn utterance and the delightful, charming, and auspicious full moon night. So he enjoying the beauty of the night, and he speak these utterance. The night is so beautiful. Then he continued to express his personal wish to find someone who can give him the peace of heart. So he really liked to visit someone. It doesn't matter ascetic or Brahmin. So ascetics are practitioner. The Brahmins are, we can say, the scholar. It doesn't matter. Anyone who can bring the peace of heart this is his wish to see that kind of person. Then he claimed, because he is not attaining his peace of heart, now we can see if he already have his peace of mind, he does not need to claim this kind of utterance. Now, because he is losing his peace of mind, he is giving this kind of statement and yearning to see someone to give the peace of mind, to restore his peace of mind. Then why he lost is because he commit serious crime of killing his own father, Bimbisara. After that, although he became a king, he could not enjoy the luxurious life of the kingship. He regret and he was afraid someone repay for his action, including Jiwaga. He suspects everyone. He suspects everyone because his father, Bimbisara, was a very good, very, very nice king and very kind to everyone, and everyone satisfied with the King Bimbisara. Because he killed his own father, that kind of nice person, and he was thinking, everybody around me does not like my action, and they cannot tolerate, and they will kill me in any way. And this kind of thinking, he lost his peace of mind. Then he was searching to approach to the accepted of Brahmin who can console him and who can bring peace of mind again. Then the minister here, his minister the disciple of different teachers, the 6 philosophers of the Buddha's time. Then they suggested to their master. So they suggested the king to approach their master. So at the beginning, the Puranakasapa, the disciple of Puranakasapa minister, they suggest our teacher Puranakasapa, he is this kind of teacher, and they introduce the honors of the Puranakasapa to the king. Then mostly you can see about their reputation. So they are the great teacher and many followers and well known at this. And also they have the follower, the founder of sects, and different kinds of people in different kinds respect to that Puranakasapa. And also another kinds of honors is long since gone forth. I mean, he already practiced long times in the ascetic life. Then the age, right? So duration of the religious life and the age. These are the appreciation of their disciple to all kinds, all of the philosophers are appreciated by these qualities. Then they suggest the king Ajadasa to approach their teacher, and they say he may well brings peace of mind, your peace of mind, but as a given to their suggestion. So the Ajatasattu just keep silent. It means he is not paying attention on that suggestion. Then another one suggests about the Makali Gosala and Ajita Kesa Gambala or Kesa Gambali. Then Pakuda Kachayana. and Nikandanara Buddha, and Sanjaya Bilata Buddha. These are 6 founder of sects. We can say the founder of a religion. But the answer is the same. The king not giving response to them to go somewhere or rejecting, and just keeping silent as a manner of rejection. Then his war is he speak to Jivaka, the royal physician. So, you friend Jivaka, why are you silent? So it means Jivaka also keeping silent until the king asked to him. Jivaka didn't suggest, but the king seemed to expecting the Jivaka's suggestion. Then the wait until the end of other ministry's suggestion. Then after that time, the Jivaka kept silent. So king could not tolerate anymore, and he asked Jivaka, why are you silent? It means he needs Jivaka's suggestion. Then Jivaka started to suggest to approach to the Buddha. So here, this is common appreciation to the Buddha. So the blessed Lord and the Arahat and the fully enlightened Buddha. So it's very popular in the Buddhist knowledge, Arahant and Sammasambuddha. So our Buddha, our teacher, stay in my mango group. It means the Jivaka offer his own mango group to the Buddha and Sangha as a resident area. And the Buddha and Sangha are staying there. Then Jivaka suggests to approach to the Buddha. There are the Buddhas living there with a large number of the follower bhikkhus. So 1,250 monks altogether living in the mango grove. So then Jivaka express the honors of the Buddha. Normally, this is already spread out around that area, around the region. So it means the Buddha already well known. And the Ajatasattu also already learned about the Buddha, and he really wished to approach to the Buddha. But because he committed the serious crime, killing his own father, who was the follower of the Buddha, that is why he dared not to approach the Buddha directly. Then he was waiting for introducing someone familiar to the Buddha. Then it should be Jivaka, right physician. Then, and these 9 qualities are expressed by the Jivaka. So Araham Sama Sambuddho, Vijjacharana Sampano, Sugato, Loka Vidu, Anuttaro Buddhisa Dhamma Sarati, Sattha Deva Manusana, Buddho Bhagawa. These are very well-known virtues of the Buddha. So in this teaching, I'm not explaining about these 9 qualities. I just introduce these come from the text itself. And it is good to know about the meaning of Arahant and the meaning of Sammasambuddha in large. So later, we can discuss, or you can find the explanation or the Dhamma talk about these 9 qualities. Then here, the Jivaka continue his suggestion to visit to the Buddha. Then he asked the Buddha male, the talking to the king is to be cautious. We cannot give the silent statement. That's why they use, he male answering, but it's possible to restore your peace of mind. Then in response to the Jivaka's suggestion, the king give the different statement from the other suggestion. So Jivaka have the riding elephants made ready. That means I'm going, so you arrange. Then here, arrangement of Jivaka for the kings is busy to the Buddha. So he prepared the 500 she-elephants. So the commentary explanation a lot comes so about the she-elephant, because the king is under the fears someone's killing him. Then so Jivaka carefully arranged everything not to be wrong. And then for the king, the riot tasker, then report to him. Here also you can see that everything is getting ready. So now is the time to do as your majesty's wish. So according to your wish, you can go, you may go. Then this is suggestion of the Jivaka. Then Ajatasattu, he keep on the 500 she-elephant or his wife, not real soldier, because he's still being afraid of everybody around him. So he just put all his wife on the elephants, and he's with the torch bearer, because it is dark, already dark. And then he set out from Rajagaha to the Jivaka's mango grove where the Buddha was living. Then when they approached to the mango grove, the king started to institute the fears and terror again, because of his suspicion to Jivaka, and he asked, so are you sure you are not deceiving me? And you are not tracking me, and you are not sending me, delivering me to enemy. So not directly asking, you are executing me or assassinating me, just asking him whether he is not delivering him to the enemy. Because his cautious come from the reasoning, because he got the information. The 12,500 bhikkhus are there. So one, there's no a sneeze or cough or shout. True silence for this kind of a large number of people living there. So 1,250 monks living there. There should be any voice. Yes, no sneeze, no cough, and no shout at all. We already are close enough to that group, but we don't hear anything. It means something wrong. Then Jivaka give his guarantee, have no fear, I'm not deceiving you. So approach, continue, and you will see there's a light burning around the pavilion. Let's go to that pavilion. Then they see the group of the bhikkhu, and in the middle, the Buddha was sitting. But still, the Ajatasattu asking Jivaka, who is the Lord, who is the Buddha, actually. Who is the Buddha? Then we can see where the Buddha is located at that time. So the Buddha was sitting against the middle column. Around the Buddha, the Sangha member are sitting surrounding the Buddha. And here the Buddha was in the front of the Sangha. Then, so after that, the situation is that, they are all bhikkhu keeping silence, all monks keeping silence. There's no even coughing. There's no voice at all, just calm and peace. A large number of people sitting. Then King Ajatasattu give his wish again. He is claimed that his own son, the Prince Uddiyabhadda. So if the Prince Uddiyabhadda will possess such calm of the monks, just now bhikkhu monks are sitting in this way, very calm and peaceful state or living. So if my son Uddiyabhadda peace in this way, it will be very nice. At that time, the Buddha speak to him. This is a kind of greeting to the king, welcoming to the king. So do your thought go to the one you love, Your Majesty. So Your Majesty, the king, your mind go to your beloved one. It means the Buddha welcome to him. Then by this greeting, he could speak to the Buddha and, oh, that's right. I am so dear to my son, Uddiyabhadda. And also, I really wish if he will possess this kind of calm, such as the monks are keeping in this state. Then the king Ajatasattu bowed down and saluted to the Buddha and Sangha. Then sat down on one side. Then the Buddha continued. So, and he asked to the Buddha, to have the permission for asking a question, and the Buddha accept. Then, so his question come. He explained about the craftsman, whoever living in his own way on his specific job. So different kinds of people mentioned by the king. Then he said, whoever living his own skill, we can see the benefits they gain. So they get the salary and they could enjoy here and now in this life and having the visible fruits of their skill. Then they can be delighted and pleased by this fruit of their skill for themselves. After that, they can take care of their parents, children, college, and friends. These are benefits we can see here and now in this life. After that, they can perform the good deeds or the supporting to the ascetic and Brahmin. This action is not for this life. This is good deed intending to the benefits of the next life. So here, with the expectation to be reborn in the heavenly life, and they support to the ascetics and Brahmin. This kind of good action also can be done by the craftsmen, those who are living on their own skill. But for himself, being ascetic, being samana, is not that kind of fruit. He cannot find any of the ascetic have this kind of fruits in this life because they are not working for money and salary. So he asked, can you point out what are the visible benefits or visible fruit here and now of the ascetic life? Then this is his question. Then the Buddha didn't give directly to his question. So just ask him back whether he asks this question, the same question, to the other ascetics or Brahmins. Then he admits, yes, I have already asked to 6 philosophers, 6 great teachers at that time. And can you tell me how they respond to you? The Buddha asked. And the King Ajatasattu explained what kind of answer he could receive from this six teacher. Then he explained here, I bring the short answer, short explanation about their view. And in next lesson, we will learn about their view to understand in short. So he explained why, when I asked this question to the Purana Kassapa, other than giving the right answer about my question on the fruits of ascetic life, he gave me the answer to explain non-action. So non-action, this is the view of Purana Kassapa. Then when he asked to the Makkhali Kosala, the second one, the Makkhali Kosala explained the purification of round of the birth and death, the samsara suddhi, this is called. Then when he asked to Ajita Kesakambali, he explained about the doctrine of annihilation. And then the fourth one, Pakuda Kachayana respond in different way. For himself, it is, very hard to say something. This is a kind of religious statement or not. That's why the Ken Ajadasa to give. He just gave the answer in different way from what I expected for. Then the fifth one, Nikanda Nada Buddha, so explain about the fourfold restraints. Then the last one, Sanjaya Bilata Buddha, he explained by evasion. So maybe you may remember about the irreverence in the first Sutta. Like this, he was evading from any kinds of specific statements. So he specially designed to give his view in this way. Then the King Ajahn he gave his comment about the Sanjaya Bilata Buddha, the last one. All of the ascetics and Brahmin, the Sanjaya Bilata Buddha is the most stupid and confused. He really did not satisfy for all, but especially for the last one. He seemed too stupid to give any answer. This is the in Ajahn comment. But for the Buddha, among these six philosophers, in other sutta, in the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha claimed about the view of second one, the Makkhali Kosala. So Buddha claimed the view of Makkhali Kosala is the worst religious statement, religious claim, because the purification of the samsara, round of rebirth and death, is come at the end of the linear times. He gives the certain number of the years. Then this will be terminated automatically. So nothing to do with effort, according to Makkhali Kosala. So even though you make effort, you cannot escape. You cannot purify, because the purification is already determined by the certain period of time. Then he rejects the rule of making effort, the rule of effort. That is why the Buddha claimed his view as a worse. Anyhow, these are the different views, religious view from the Buddhist teaching. So we will learn in next lesson about their view. Then how he feel the King Ajahn continued expression of his feeling. Here, just as they are giving answer on different way from the question. So like this, when they were asked about the mango tree and they describe about the breadfruit tree, and in return, when they are asked about the breadfruit tree and they describe about the mango tree, they are not giving the right answer to the question. And so they did not explain what I'm asking. This is actually for a king, is it really a disrespectful manner? For the king, even they don't know, it will be okay, if the king will receive, or because I don't know, I cannot answer. This is the proper way to give an answer to the king with respect. But actually, now they are giving different answer. This is a kind of disrespectful manner to me. He really feel in this way, but he could control himself, because I am a king. I have a responsibility to have the proper treatment of the people in this country, including ascetics and Brahmin, with respect. So he could control. I should not disrespect to these religious men dwelling in my territories. Then he said, neither applauded or nor rejected. Just he kept silence and not keeping their answer in mind, and also control that, not expressing my displeasure and saying nothing, rejecting or accepting, and then he just went back to his place. And this is how King Ajatasattu to explain other teachers' response. So from this word of King Ajatasattu, we can learn their views, their different views. And he repeated his question to the Buddha to explain about the fruit of the ascetic life, visible here and now. Then the Buddha, to give his answer, he gives some counter question to the king, and explain about the fruit or benefits of the ascetic life. Then, so we can see the benefits explained by the Buddha of the ascetic life here. The first and second, the Buddha start because the king's question includes the word, the visible here and now. And the Buddha explained from very obvious fruits and benefits to the king. So starting from the releasing from slavery. So he just asked whether the king Ajatasattu asked his slave who ran and joined to the Buddha's, joined to the ascetic life, to return, to come back, to be a slave again or not. Then at that time, the king said, so if he joined to the religious order and practiced properly, other than asking him to come back to be a slave, and I will appreciate, I will let him go, and I will appreciate his way of practice, even I will support him in requisites, by requisites he needs. Then another one, the steward or taxpayer. So he claimed he will not ask him to come back and be my taxpayer again. Then he will support. So these two, if the Buddha extends this kind, there will be many explanations. That's why the king knows, and he like to conclude this kind of explanation. That's why he asked about the more excellent and perfect fruits of the ascetic life, other than explaining the common on a kind of exception or favorites. Then, and he asks, can you explain more excellent and perfect than these kinds of the common reference? Then the Buddha, taking him into the serious case, he reminded to listen carefully, then explain, starting from the appearance of the Tathagata. So Tathagata the same as the Buddha. So appearance of the Buddha in this world. Then the Buddha gave the Dhamma, the teaching. When a person hearing the Buddha's teaching and he gained the faith, which is called the saddha. So this faith comes through the listening of the Dhamma, understanding of the Dhamma. So this faith based on understanding of the Dhamma. Then by the power of this saddha, faith, he gone forth to the ascetic life to become a bhikkhu, and he ordained. After that, he continued practice. So 4 kinds of requirements, preliminary stages. Then he practiced the moral conducts, so to be perfected. Then he continued practicing the Indriya Samvara, so 6 store, restraining 6 store, not to let the unwholesome nature come into daily life process of mind. So through the eye, we will see in the next lesson how we can practice Indriya Samvara Sila as mentioned by the Buddha. So restraining the 6 store, he practiced. Then he continued developing the qualities of mindfulness and clear awareness, so sati and sampajana. And also he cultivated the contentment on the requisites. Then in this way, he become ready to continue further practice. So in this sutta, we can learn the gradual development of the Buddhist way of practice to attain the certain fruits or certain benefits. So this practice can be followed even by the lay follower, although this is mentioned as the fruits of samana life, fruits of ascetic life, or bhikkhu life. But actually, this moral precept, the lay people also can keep the moral precept related to the lay people. And also, six store, this Indriya Samvara Sila is not that easy in the common life, common way of living in the household life, but still can practice. And mindfulness and clear awareness and contentment, all these 4 requirements can be practiced by the lay people as well. So here, as the preliminary requirements for the further practice, so these after complement of moralities or the restraining of 6 store and mindfulness and clear awareness, a real contentment. So here the word Ariya means the noble. Noble means not the ordinary things, with the intention to go beyond this state. So carefully practice, carefully observe. This is called the Ariya. Then if one could complete these 4 requirements and he was ready to practice, to continue the way of the advanced level of practice. That's why it is time to find the suitable place for meditation. So for the ascetic life, they don't have the job, and they need to find the proper place. It may be the solitary lodging, whatever, it doesn't matter. So the Buddha mentioned the root of the tree or the forest and the mountain caves or anywhere, the China ground or wherever you can find the solitary and silence, and can continue for meditation. That's why Buddha pointed out this, even in your rooms, you can recognize this is the place for my meditation if that place allows you to be in solitary and the silence. Then the Buddha continue explaining about the posture of meditation. So here you can learn how you can keep your posture in proper way of meditation posture. So cross-legged sitting. And these are actually, if you can, this is the best posture of keeping your body in meditation. If you cannot, because your health not allow you to sit cross-legs, you don't need to worry, because this is explanation about the best way of meditation posture. So holding body erect is to support for the long-term practice for the development of concentration. Then if you have kept yourself in the right posture, and here the main point is keeping mindfulness establishing to the certain object, the right object we can see. So keeping your mind to the right object of meditation, and you develop the quality of mindfulness. This is the starting point of meditation. So remember, you need to develop, to make sure you have the preliminary stage, the requirements for meditation. So these 4 requirements can be practiced in your daily life. Then you continue to the meditation. This is a good suggestion. Otherwise, you cannot concentrate, although you go to this secluded area and being alone, you cannot calm down yourself because you could not complete the 4 preliminary requirements. Then in this sutta, Buddha mentioned that after that, establishing mindfulness and concentration, and so the purpose is to abandon 5 mental hindrances. So here the Buddha mentioned the 5 mental hindrances with the example. So let's learn what are these 5 mental hindrances. Those are called nivarana. So hinder or block not to develop your practice. These are mental hindrances. The first one is a worldly desire or sensual desire. And second one, evil or hatred. And third one, sloth and torpor, or the sluggishness of mind. Then the fourth one, worry and flurries. So restlessness on the other hand, restlessness and worry. So if you are worrying and your mind cannot concentrate on the subject and cannot develop, that's why you need to remove these mental hindrances. Then the last one, doubt. So if you are developing the certain mental action or suspicion, you cannot develop. That's why to calm down yourself, your mind, and you need to gradually reduce the amount of mental hindrances and the temple of mental hindrances, and finally they were removed. Then, so what happened if you could remove the 5 mental hindrances from your mind? So you will get the gladness of mind. The Buddha just mentioned how the bhikkhu can continue his way of practice until the highest attainment. That's why he said the gladness will arise in that practitioner. So for yourself, if you could remove 5 mental hindrances from your mind, and you will gain the gladness of mind, you can be happy. Then through the gladness, the delight will arise, which is called the piti. So here, the pamoja and piti. So pamoja, you're really satisfied and glad. And piti, then it is stronger than the gladness, the state of delightful situation. Through the delight, your body and mind become tranquilized. So calm and peace. Through the tranquilities of body and mind, you can feel the joy, which is called sukha, and it is translated in many places happiness. Happiness. With the happy mind, concentrations become stronger, and your mind become concentrated on certain object of your meditation, and you can continue your meditation long time. After meditation, also you can happy, because here through the meditation practice, and you gain all the mental quality or the satisfaction. Then, and higher achievement come. So the 4 jhana, if you follow the concentration technique, concentration practice, and you will attain the 1st jhana, 2nd jhana, 3rd jhana, and 4th jhana. We already have found what are the state of the 1st jhana and 2nd jhana, etc. in the 1st sutta. So after that, if you follow the vipassana meditation, you will get the 8 knowledge, and in combination with the samatha meditation, you will get the others power of the knowledge. The first one, vipassana jnana. So if you follow the practice of vipassana meditation technique and focusing on the characteristic, 3 characteristics of the impermanent, suffering, and non-self. So your vipassana jnana become mature, and this is translated as knowing and seeing. So you will see the things as they really are. This is the higher achievement. Compared to the jhana, this is higher than jhana, because here in this sutta, the Buddha gradually explain the better achievement. Then, if you can combine the meditation, your mind with the achievement in concentration meditation, so you will have the supernatural power. These 6, the middle 6 are supernatural power. And the last one is aswakya jnana. So aswakya jnana is the knowledge of the destruction of corruption. So corruption of mind. Our mind is weak due to the corruption inside, remaining inside. So if we could remove all kinds of corruption, asava, and it become purifying and strong. So for the person, for the follower of vipassana practitioner, if they don't have intention to achieve these 6 from 2 to 7, and they can connect, they can develop their vipassana jnana and attain the aswakya jnana. So these are the benefits. Then the complete set of the fruits in ascetic life, samanya phala, the Buddha mentioned all 8 knowledges. Then second one is a production of mind-made body. So that person can produce the mind-made body. That is not produced by other kinds, only created through his power of mind, this body, Israel body. And if he wished to get, he can get the knowledge to perform the various supernormal powers. He's traveling in the sky and disappearance or appearance in other places like this, different kinds of performance he can do by the power of Adivida Jnana. Then knowledge of divine ears. So he does not need to use the internet connection, the mobile connection, and he can hear the voice far distance. And the number 5 is Chidopriya Jnana, the knowledge of the other's mind. He can reach other's mind through his own knowledge. And the knowledge of the previous life, previous existence, so where I was born and what kind of person, what kind of beings, and he can recollect about his existence, previous existence by this knowledge. Then divine eyes, by that he can see the whatever visible form far distance. Then finally, he can attain the destruction of the corruption. So this is the highest one. That's why the Buddhists give the statement. So after the attainment of Aswakaya Jnana, so if a person attain the Aswakaya Jnana, he is recognized as the Arahat. So become Arahat level. This is recognized as the best fruit. That's why Buddha say there's no fruit of the ascetic life visible here and now, which is more excellent and perfect than this. This refers to the Aswakaya Jnana. So we can understand the highest benefits or fruit of the religious practice, especially Buddhist religious practice, is attainment of the knowledge of Aswakaya Jnana. So becoming Arahat. In this sutta, we can learn on these kinds. So let me conclude the context of this sutta. So I'm just trying to introduce in this lesson and the context in the Samanyapala Sutta. So there we can see 6 teachers' view. Then in the Buddha's explanation, the Buddha just gave the ordinary benefits. Then the superior benefits, the Buddha start from the moral practice. So not just get the ordination. He's this really benefit. He starts from the morality, practice of moral precept, moralities. After that, he complete 4 prerequisites achievement or attainment of the ascetic life. Then continue to the real practice. Then the real practice just start from the removal of the 5 mental hindrances. After that, the Buddha connects how the higher achievement of jhana and the knowledge from the stage of the absence of the 5 mental hindrances. So finally, Buddha completed his explanation, culminating by the Aswakaya Jnana, being Arahat. So after that, the king satisfied, and as I mentioned at the beginning, he claimed himself as a follower of the Buddha. So this is these are the contexts explained in the Samanyapala Sutta. So as the sutta is pretty long, the Nikaya is a long sutta. So we can explain in brief explanation. Then we can continue in discussion for some instant, and then you can read again and reread again, and you can come to discussion in this way. You can learn what kind of teaching can be applied in my daily life. So if you cannot practice, if you cannot any benefits from this teaching, we can say this is not for you. But for our purpose of this class is to bring the teaching or to select off the teaching for ourselves and apply in our daily life and get the proper benefits. Okay, so I hope you can get the essence of the sutta and you can continue your own practice. Thank you very much for your attention. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much for your teaching, Sayadaw. We have about 20 some minutes left. We do have a few announcements to make. Sayadaw, may we open the floor for today's questions after the announcements?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. So during each session, Sayadaw will explain the outline of each sutra, every sutra one by one. And there's homework assignment for this Nikaya study series. For our next homework assignment, Sayadaw would like us to read the translated second sutta of Digha Nikaya in your preferred language to prepare ourselves before the next study session in 2 weeks. Here is the Google Drive link to Pali, English, Chinese, Burmese, Indonesian, and Vietnamese of the Digha Nikaya. On this link, you can also access the lecture notes of the teaching series, along with the translated versions of Chinese, Indonesian, and Vietnamese. We have posted this link in Zoom's chat room. You can copy it now, or you can reach out to us for this link later. If you have any questions regarding this homework assignment, please email us at americadhammasociety@gmail.com. Next week at the same time, Sayadaw Ukumara Vivamsa will teach part 24 of the Buddha's Last Days. And in 2 weeks at the same time, we will have Sayadaw Upanadika Lamkara continue this Nikaya study series part 5. Please don't forget to check out our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. We have YouTube playlist for Nikaya studies, teachings, and unlisted questions.